Hi everyone, Carl from Team Mambo here. I'm so happy to be able to bring this deck profile today. It's Shaddoll Dinosaur list. It's a deck I absolutely love. I've played it so many times and I feel like this list is really solid. It's going to be a great list for beginners just learning dinosaurs and learning like how to play the deck, as well as some more experienced players. We're going to look at budget options and as well as more expensive cards we can put into it. It's going to be a good in-depth look at the deck. Enjoy the video, give it a like, a subscribe. Let's go and try creative transition. Oh sweet Jesus, that was a terrible idea. Okay, great. Now that I got that mess cleaned up, let's get into the deck profile. Okay, so to start off with the main deck, we're playing 3 Oviraptor and 3 Miscellaneousaurus. Now I said this was going to be an in-depth deck profile, where I'm going to talk through the cards, why we're playing them and everything. But honestly, if you don't know why we're playing 3 of each of these, you shouldn't be playing this deck. I'm sorry, but these are absolutely mandatory. They're the best cards in the game at the moment. Absolutely necessary. Play all 6. And then we'll give a little bit of explanation for this one. We're just playing 2 Tyranno. Again, it only needs a small explanation as to why we're playing 2. Seeing 3 of it, it's just too much. You don't want to open it all the time because it gets cloggy, so let's just say you want to see it some of the time but not all of the time. You'll search it most of the time you need to do it, but there are those god hands where you just want to slap down a Tyranno and attack for game, and if it comes up it does, and it's amazing. But honestly, it does get cloggy at 3. 2 is the best number for Tyranno at the moment. And onto the baby dinosaurs, we play 1 Petite, 1 Baby Ceratosaurus and 1 Dracula. I know this doesn't really mix with these 2, but I think they all look cute together, so we'll put them down. The reason we're playing 1 and 1 is just because this is auto applications in this, and you really don't want to open them in this build. You kind of just want to be destroying them off Lost World. There are the odd times you want them in hand, but more often than not you want to be destroying them off Lost World, and you don't have a huge grind game because you're killing them like 99% of the time. So the need for more of these isn't necessary. This you play at 1 just because you never really want to open it. It's not a true garnet, you can still play with it in hand, but more often than not it's best to keep it in the deck. So we're just going to keep it in the deck. We're going to play with the card. Still a very good card, highly recommend keeping it along in the deck. Very beautiful, very versatile. As well, you can play the new Jewel Beast as well as these if you have more of a budget, like if you have the more money to spend. But if you are playing on a budget, it's not necessary for the deck. The deck is so powerful already, and the Jewel Beast just gives it like that extra little layer of consistency. But the damage output that this deck can do consistently already is incredible. It's not necessary to play any more than these cards in the deck. Now, onto the 1 of dinosaurs as well. We have a Giant Rex, Pancratops, Overtex, and a Dovron. So Giant Rex is the worst card in the deck, but you absolutely have to play it because it's so fucking good. Like, I hate this card. When you see it in your hand, it just does so little. Like, there are times where you can play it in your hand, but you really don't want it. It's just such a good card. It gives you that extra little bit of kick to the deck. Incredible. The Pancratops, obviously we play 3 of it if we could. It's at 1. It's a dinosaur card, which is why we love it. But it's so good at breaking boards, applying pressure to the game. It trades 2 for 1 a lot of the time, and as well has some pretty sweet interactions with Lost World, where if you're in a bit of a sticky hand, you don't have access to the Oviraptor, you can use Pancratops to destroy the Lost World token and then protect it, and destroy one of the babes from deck, get your Oviraptor and get the plays rolling. It's obviously not the best thing in the world to do, but it is a play you can do. It definitely comes up from time to time, so it's something to keep in mind. The Dogran, we're going second. Kaijus break boards. This Kaiju is searchable in the deck. Absolutely worth including. If you want, you can play more of them. I usually side with the rest of them, because if you're playing as a deck that you really want to Kaiju something, you really want to out something, you want to open this card, you play more of them, but it is searchable, so it has incredible utility in the deck. Absolutely amazing, because there's times in this deck where you just want that Shaddoll Fusion to resolve. So if you want to Kaiju them, get rid of the negate, and then use the Shaddoll Fusion, absolutely incredible. And Overtex, like the Babes, it's not a true Garnet in the deck, but it's something you don't want over most of the time. It's what you're sending most of the time off Shaddoll Fusion. You want to be sending this, get out your Winda, then use the Evolution Pill to summon Tyranno, and then you just have an incredible board with Winda and Tyranno. Very hard for a lot of decks to break, and it does a lot of pressure, a lot of damage. So Overtex, fantastic card for the deck. Moving on, we play the Shaddoll package. Now we're playing quite small amounts of Shaddoll numbers in the main deck, and that's just because at the moment I think that this is the best Shaddoll lineup for the deck. Just the one beast and one dragon. For those of you who don't know what this does, Shaddoll Beast just gives you a card draw when it's sent to the graveyard, so absolutely incredible to send off Fusion. You get your Evolution Pill search of Overtex plus a draw of Shaddoll Beast, so you just give you advantage out of nowhere. And then you have the dragon, which is fantastic into back row decks. Again, you send it off Fusion, you just pop a back row, get rid of them strikes, allow you to play. Incredible, highly recommended. Really good cards. Wouldn't play more at the moment because they're a bit cloggy, but if you do want to play more, Schemata's good and Hedgehog are both very good options. So if you want to include the Schemata and Hedgehog, you can, but I think it's best to keep them down, keep them in the deck. Don't really want to be opening these. Again, they're not true Garnets, you can play with them in hand, it's just better to have them in deck. And to round off the monsters, we're playing quite a large hand trap lineup because we are going second. And we're playing Ash, it's just the most versatile hand trap in the game. If you're going second, you really want to include this in your deck. Then as well, we're playing 3 Veiler. Like Ash, it's an incredibly versatile card. Amazing on a budget. If you have the money for impermanences, you can play the impermanences. But I like Veiler, I like what it does at the moment in the current format. Would definitely play this card. It's worth including in the deck. And again, like, the great thing about the Shaddoll Dinosaur deck is that it's so versatile. You can take cards in and out. The little, like, aside from your engine, you have so much space in the deck to play all these powerful meta cards, or anti-meta cards even if you want to call them that. And the last hand trap we're playing is a spicy one for the format, is 3 Toad Collector. So this card is incredible for the deck. It's so versatile, has a lot of utility, and it's great at stopping your opponent. So a lot of decks at the moment are playing the Link Cross combo, where they're obviously summoning tokens off the Link Cross and then just getting advantage, synchroing them away. Token Collector stops that play absolutely dead. Incredible for the format. Highly recommended, and as well as that, it has insane interactions as Lost World. So if you are going first, or if you just don't use the Token Collector on your opponent's turn, when it comes back to you, you can use this with Lost World to just get the Overraptor out of the deck. It destroys a baby from deck, summons your Overraptor. Absolutely incredible card. We can do a combo video if enough people are interested in seeing exactly how strong Token Collector is in this deck. But what it does a lot of times, if you don't have the Overraptor access, it gives you Overraptor access, and then that's when the deck can absolutely go off. This card, really good for the format. Highly recommended, especially in this deck. So that's it for the monsters. Onto the spells. We're playing 3 Reinforcement of the Dinosaur. Card is brilliant. Again, like Overraptor Miscellaneous Source, if you don't know why we're playing this at 3, just don't play the deck. As well, we're playing, I alluded to this earlier, 3 Lost World. You want to see this in almost every hand you have. It rarely clogs. It's an incredible card for starting you off, extending you. You know, it has great interactions with the other cards in your deck. It's so powerful. It allows you to get the babies destroyed from deck, get the Overraptor out of deck when you need it. As well as that, you can use it to chain block your Overraptor. For those of you that don't know, you use Overraptor as chain link 1 and then Lost World as chain link 2. Play around the Ash, and then once you get that token on board for your opponent, it removes their ability to target any of your monsters. Absolutely incredible. As well as that, a lot of Altgeist players at the moment are playing Link Cross because they can send away the Hexia and they leave the tokens on board. So what that means is if you activate Lost World, it absolutely just turns off Impermanence and Silk just by activating this card because they already have their own tokens. Really strong card in the deck, really strong in the format, and as well as that, this card has so many effects. If your Tyranno for whatever reason isn't big enough, this reduces your opponent's monster's attack by 500, so Tyranno can get over even more things. Now there is a cool play with this, that if you're playing against like say a Vanity's Fiend deck, which is 2400 attack, this plus Giant Rex can actually out that board and then allow you to play afterwards. Just something to keep in mind. And I just said how amazing Lost World is, why wouldn't we play an extra copy? And now, so we're playing one of Double Usual. I've seen a lot of people trying to play more of this, but I feel like more often than not it does clog the hand. I know we are playing a lot of hand traps and non-dinosaur monsters, but I feel like when you want this, you're searching it either off normal sending the Overraptor and sending the Overtex, or sending Overtex off Shaddoll Fusion. So I think 1 is the best for this, because it does get in the way of a lot of hands. There are a lot of times I've played this deck a lot, and there are so many times you open this card and you just wanted to see any other card in the deck. I would play it at 1. I think it's the best number for it. And now we're playing the absolute MVP Shaddoll Fusion. This card alone gets you a card draw plus Winda and Tyranno. It's an absolute straight up +2 for the deck. Incredible. 100% worth playing. It also provides a lot of utility because there are other cards you can send off with other than the Overtex if you need it. And we'll talk about that when we get into the extra deck a little bit. But this card, amazing. Now we're playing, going seconds, we're playing the ultimate board breaking card, Dark Ruler No More. This card is absolutely insane. If you can activate Dark Ruler No More and then Shaddoll Fusion, you'll just completely out your opponent's board and there's nothing they can do about it. You'll negate all their monsters with Dark Ruler and then summon the Tyranno and just attack over their entire board, and they're playing with no resources into Tyranno and win the next turn. This card is absolutely phenomenal. If you're going second, you're going to play this card and you are going to destroy boards. This is the ultimate board breaking deck, and this is the reason why. So let's talk about the extra decks, and then we'll talk about some side deck techs and options you can play. So for the Shaddoll lineup, we're playing 1 Winda, and because I dropped my deck earlier and I can't find the Shekinaga and the Grista, so we're playing the 3 Shaddoll monsters. Winda, the obvious choice, locks your opponent out of special summoning or out of summoning more than twice. So absolutely incredible card. Send it off fusion, or you summon it off fusion by sending the Overtex, is the best thing in the deck. Now the Shekinaga, it does come up for its effect rarely, but the fact you play this is because you can send the Giant Rex from your deck to the graveyard, and then it allows you to extend with the Giant Rex if needed. So there are sometimes where you really just want that extra summon from a Giant Rex, and this card allows you to do it. And then Grista, similarly enough, you can send the Miscellaneous Source to summon it, and that just allows you to keep going, keep extending, get the Miscellaneous Source in graveyard. So I think these are the best Shaddoll monsters. As well, I should mention that the extra deck of this deck isn't very tight. So if you do have the budget, I'd highly recommend Pot of Extravagance. You can play it. You can play 3 of this, 2 of this, 2 of this. A lot of the extra deck is just utility monsters and other things to help you break boards, but the main deck is so good at breaking boards already, it's not needed. So more often than not, you want the Pot of Extravagance to draw into more of your board breaking main deck cards rather than needing the extra deck. So if you have the money for extravagances, would highly recommend it. The card is absolutely amazing, but if you don't have the money, that is not an issue, because we can play a lot of utility cards in the extra deck and it allows more options. So some of the utility options, because we are playing a rank 4 deck, it's the most versatile rank in the game. So we have a Dolken Lagia because we're playing dinosaurs, Tornado Dragon for those pesky back row decks, and an Abyss Dweller is just, it's such a good card for this format, but also every single format Abyss Dweller comes up. It's absolutely incredible, shuts down the whole graveyard. A lot of decks can't play through this card. So if you're made to go first, you want to make the Abyss Dweller depending on your matchup, and this card alone can win you games. So we're playing a lot of Link monsters. Again, we have the utility. We're playing 1 Link Karibo. It comes up at some of the time. Again, we have the space, so we're going to run it. And an IP Masquerena. Again, if you're made to go first, this card is very, very good. We're playing a big Nightmare package. We're playing a few other cards you can summon off it. So again, it's not the most budget-friendly card in the world, but you have the space. If you have the card, it's worth including. It's just a very good Link too. We're playing then the Nightmare package. We're playing everything. Again, they're all good board breaking cards. But as well as that, if you're summoning IP Masquerade, they give you more options to go first. So these cards are very good, very worth including. Then we're playing Pentastag as Link 2. Basically you want to use this card with Tyranno. It gives you piercing. You can give your opponent token with 0 defense, and that's already 3500 with just Tyranno alone. Incredible card, great to go in, great to deal damage, great to get that kill, because this deck is all about killing. Now we're playing 2 Link 4s. These don't come up a lot. Again, you can cut them with Extravagance. It's the Barlord and the Borrel Sword. They're just great cards. This is great for outing some problematic monsters, and this again, you're dealing a lot of damage, you're breaking boards. If you need it, it comes up sometimes. It's not the most useful card in the extra deck, but it definitely comes up, it's worth including. Something as well I should mention for the extra deck is that can play VFD, and I'll talk about that now because we're going to just talk about some side deck options. So if your mate go first, a lot of time with this deck it's kind of hard to play, just because you're so geared towards going second with cards like Shaddoll Fusion and Dark Ruler. But something you can tech in is if your opponent that you think your opponent's going to make you go first after you absolutely wreck them going second, you'll want to be taking these out, or as well if you want to smoke screen your opponent and make them think that you're going to go second, but then you side into going first. These are definitely cards you take out. You can leave in hand traps because they're more interruptions for your opponent's turn, as well as the board you can set up. But a lot of time I'll take these out and you can put in a True King engine. So all you need for the True King engine is just 1 diagram, 1 Agnimazad, that's the Fire True King, and then 1 Lithosagem, the Earth True King. You can put those in, and then you're already playing the True King Dinosaur package. You're already playing Terraforming. If you want more, you can side in the set rotation as well. Just gives you that extra little bit. Other things are very good. You want to be siding kind of some really good going first cards for the format if you are siding these out. So things like Artifacts is incredibly strong. Other things, even Strikes, is so good right now because a single strike well timed can shut down the entire Adamantivator combo. So if you are siding, maybe try side to go first, take out these cards, try the True Kings, and we have a video about the True King combos if you want to watch that. I'll put a link somewhere, I don't know. And the Dark Ruler No Mores, again, they do absolutely nothing if you are going first, so maybe try the Artifacts, maybe try Strikes. There's a lot of options again you can do with the side deck. You just want to use the side deck to buff out your main deck, give it those extra utility that the main deck doesn't have for going first, because this deck is going to obliterate any board going second. So I hope you all guys enjoyed it. As always, leave loads of comments below because I'll answer any questions you have. I love talking about this deck. It is my absolute favorite deck. So please leave your comments, and again, don't forget to like and subscribe.